Hello there. So I just thought, since I just saw Scream 6 in theaters yesterday, I thought I would do a little, I've seen a couple others online, a non-spoiler review of the movie. Most people who know me know I love Scream. I'm a big horror slasher movie fan anyway, but Scream in particular, when it came out in, 96, everyone's like, since I was a little kid, I'm like, well, I wasn't a little kid, but I definitely appreciated that injection into the horror film. This, meta, a lot of comedy, not comedy, but, a lot of just very aware, fun stuff within a horror movie. It was groundbreaking, I thought, for horror movies. So I've been a huge fan of all the movies ever since, of most of them. I even like Scream 3, which I know people hated. And Scream 4 grew on me after a while. At first, when the new Screams came out, I'm like, it's not the original. Even 3, I was like, but then it was funny. But that one turned out to be more funny than anything else. And Scream 4, I was like, but now I'm like, okay. And then Scream 5 came out last year, and I was so like, what's this going to be? And I actually didn't hate it, but I didn't like it either. I didn't like any of the new characters. I thought, who cares? I do like Jenna Ortega. I think she's great. I think she's always great. Melissa Barrera, I'm not a huge fan. I get kind of very one note from her. And her character, I think, is just it's not Neve Campbell. And we're all wanting Neve Campbell. Because we love Neve. She was great in these movies, and we have watched her through all these movies. So anyway, I don't love the new characters and the twins they brought in, and this one and that one. I'm like, who cares? So when stuff happens to them, unlike in the Scream movies, you're not invested in them. So you're like, who cares? At least that's how I felt. Of course, I'm old, so maybe the young kids are like into these young kids in the movie, but I'm like, who cares? So anyway, Scream 6. Went, even though I was going to boycott it at first when I heard Neve wasn't in because of a salary thing, which I think is a crock of shit that they wouldn't. Obviously, they had to negotiate, and she was negotiating. They came back with something, and they weren't going to budge from something, and that's ridiculous. If you want Neve in your movie, just give her what she wants. They obviously went back and forth. They didn't just give her one price, and she said, no, you don't value me, I'm leaving. They had to have negotiated, and they still wouldn't come up to what she wanted. They suck, in my opinion. Anyway, so no Neve. I was going to boycott it. I was going to be one of those people, no, I hate this. It's not blah, blah. But I went. And I didn't like it. Sorry. Not my favorite in the franchise. If anything, it's my least favorite in the franchise. It doesn't feel like any of the other Screams. Even Scream 5 doesn't feel like any of the other Screams. They take out a lot of the heart, a lot of the, I hate to say comedy, but a lot of that very meta-aware, fun element that was gone in Scream 5, definitely gone in Scream 6. It's much more, I'd like to say it's more of an action horror movie, because the action sequences, I think a couple of them are pretty cool, but there's a lot of time between these sequences, and I was getting fidgety. And I don't think someone should get fidgety in a horror movie. You should be like kind of on the edge of your seat. Like A Quiet Place. No one's talking, and yet you're on the edge of your seat the whole time. This one, lots of stuff going on, and I'm like, I need more popcorn. I almost went out and got a refill because I was that not into it. Anyway, it's fine. Courtney Cox, I think, did okay. She actually gets some fun stuff to do that she hasn't done before, some good action stuff like that. But as for bringing characters back, like, Kirby didn't need to come back. Really? She was good in Scream 4. I thought she was fun, and she had that fun little attitude. And this one, she's just weird. She's weird. And every time she speaks, you're like, what's wrong with you? You're weird. That's how I felt. And the new characters from the Scream 5 are back. And again, I don't care about them. I'm like, kill them. Who cares? That was my thought. So I really miss Neve. She kind of holds it all together. She makes you want to fight for the main characters. This is just more like, Linda Hamilton in Terminator, where they're just, they're constantly fighting. And there's none of the vulnerability, I didn't think, of these characters. They didn't come from this background of Neve's character of Sydney when she was just an innocent when we met her and all this stuff happened to her. These kids are already aware of their trauma. They're going into it already aggressively. I don't know. I'm not explaining that well, but I just didn't care. At the end of the day, I'm like, I wouldn't care if any of them die, honestly. And the new characters they brought in this one, they're bringing them in for something. So there they are. But overall, for such a long movie and for such gaps of fidgety time, nah. I won't go back to see it. I'm probably going to buy it when it comes out, only because I have all the other ones, so I can't not have the whole collection. But it's not what I'm going to go back to and watch again and again. I'm like, meh. There's no fun. There's nothing fun in it. They have that typical, like they did in Scream 5, where they're explaining, oh, it's a prequel and a requel and a meta, blah, 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 and that whole self-aware stuff. And I'm like, but it felt like it was just thrown in there to give it like this little uplifting little comedy bit of, yeah, you're so aware of everything. Bleh. Who cares? We've done that in Scream 5, and then basically in all the Screams. So in this one, it just felt like it was thrown in there, just like, we don't have anything fun. Hey, I know this will be fun. Bleh, put this in there. And they can explain everything that's fun and quirky about these movies and why we all... Bleh. Who cares, really? Ugh. Anyway, Neve Campbell, miss you 100%. It's not the same movie without you. I do love Courtney, and she had some fun stuff, but without her and Sydney together, or Dewey, or any of the original ones, yeah, you gotta have Sydney, man. You gotta have Sydney. They mention her. That's just kind of a slap in the face. But, so no spoilers. Go judge for yourself. You guys might love it. People online are loving it. They're losing their shit. And I'm like, yeah, I lost my shit, but not because I loved it. Anyway, for me, this one gets... no. But, you make up your own mind. It's your movie. It's your hair. Never mind. That's an inside joke. Go enjoy that movie, or don't. I just thought I'd put this out there because, why not? Why not? Okay, see you next time. I'll do another non-spoiler review of something else. Bye!